Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Weekly DLC. I'm one of your hosts, Karosh, joined always by my co-host, Daniel Vargas.
Twitch.
And Dan and Jane.
CES.
And if you're not familiar with what we do, we come to each and every week to podcasting services of your choice. We sit around a table like this one, like our many other ones. We have a wide collection of tables that we like to rotate between. And we talk about nerdy stuff, comics, games, movies, kind of everything in between. And we have fun. We hope you have fun with us. This is episode 153. And this time we're sponsored by Crush.
Who's the crush?
Getting crushed.
Because when you want to crush it at work, at workout, at your streams, at your influencing, you just gotta chug a full glass
Of crush.
of Crush. So weekly Crush is the code you use, and somehow something will get crushed. Again, that's our sponsor, Crush. Yeah. So with that, let's jump in it. We'll do the chat first, and then we'll get into our topics, guys. It's been a little bit.
Yeah, so you can start because I can't remember anything.
I'm changing it up. Second week of January now. So what are we up to? I've been playing a lot of Destiny. I'm like
A lot of death.
deep in this, and so the thing I've always put off is any sort of competitive. The last I did any kind of competitive was on Destiny 1 Trials with you and one of our other friends.
Ben.
Excuse me.
Can I give a shout out to
I was
Ben?
crushing and Ben. And we played a bit, but that was ages ago. Destiny 1, Destiny 2's been out for 2-3 years
It
now.
was yesterday. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it was. Last decade. And so I've kind of put off anything involving competitive PvP aspects of Destiny in terms of the quests. There's high-level gear, guns that I can get that I've just not even pursued because I'm like, it seems way too hard. I always
It's
just
like a climb.
It's way too difficult of a climb or
Climbing a mountain almost.
it's possibly a mountain. You just gotta get to the top though. One of the guns is called Mountaintop. I would say so. I've achieved all but one of them now.
Wow.
In from holiday break till now.
And that one is you're still going for it?
No, it's easy.
Oh, okay.
And it's just been time consuming.
Okay.
And I did I just have one of each one of these typically has 3 requirements in the quest. And I've actually been getting better, and it's not as intimidating as I thought it was. I think I got psyched myself out. But each one of them was a different type of weapon. So if you're using a scout rifle, if you want the PvP scout rifle, you have to do a lot of scout rifle related activity, and I didn't like that one. So because I wasn't privy to that weapon type, I was that's one of the more daunting ones.
Yeah.
There was another one which was the Mountaintop, and you have to get double kills with grenade launchers and a certain medal with grenade launchers, and that was. I was I don't know when I'm doing this.
Is it a grenade launcher that you get, or is that a shotgun?
It's a grenade launcher,
Okay.
but it's in the primary slot, and it's very good. It's direct launch. It's no lobbing, and it's explodes on impact.
Oh, wow.
So it's very good.
Just
it's
a
good
high
damage.
impact
Yeah, high
explosive
impact
bullet.
Yeah, it's just boom, boom. A lot of the other grenade launchers in the game lob or have delayed detonation,
Or you can hold the trigger down and go.
or that. And that was one of the ones I was using to try and get this,
Yeah.
but it was still difficult. And then I realized late in each week there's new activities or rotation of activities, and there was a mode Mayhem where just everyone's using their super abilities, going bonkers with it, and also heavy drops a lot. And I'm like, heavy? Grenade launcher has more ammo in heavy, and it's one of the better grenade launchers. So I was like, I'm just gonna fucking sit at the heavy every time it spawns. It spawns 8 times a match.
Nice.
I'm getting murdered left and right,
Yeah.
but as soon as I get the heavy, I try to get a handful of kills. And they made the quest easier. It used to be get 100 of these. Now it's get 50
Oh my god.
or something. It's
Yeah.
still annoying, but I finally got it. And then there was a couple other ones I got, so I was very happy about that. I just need this one last one for the sniper.
Is it get 2 headshots back to back?
No. So it was get precision kills and get general kills with snipers, and I got both of those complete. The third requirement is in competitive mode, cumulatively gain X number of your rank. So it doesn't mean reach a certain point. I just if I lose rank, because that's the thing that happens in competitive mode.
It doesn't go away from that.
It drops, but it's like anytime you gain, this goes up. You never lose it. So I was happy. I'm like, okay, I just got to do like a little bit more of that. So I've been doing that, and I've been playing more Slay the Spire. Oh, fuck. Damn it.
Nice.
Dun, dun, dun.
How did you just notice though?
The audio on this looked high, but I don't know where it's picking up audio from.
You're just the computer mic, probably.
Yeah. Damn it.
I don't mind leaving the transition if you can get that going.
I mean, the mic that's still recorded. Maybe I could use both. All right. Your video. This is exclusive to video.
Just bring that audio over to this one and chop it, cut it in the beginning.
What?
It's not too hard.
It's not hard.
We got to have a good quality freaking thing. That's too funny though.
All right. I think it's working.
You sure?
Should I restart that one?
No, I think
I'll let it go. Okay.
Yeah, we'll let it go.
Okay, for audio, for SoundCloud. All right. Welcome everyone to another episode of the Weekly Deals. I'm one of your hosts, Garage, joined always by my co-host Dan Marcus.
Hello.
Dan Jang.
Slay the Spire.
If you're not familiar with what we do, come to each and every week, several times in a week sometimes, due to audio and technical issues, to podcasting services of your choice. We sit around a table like this one. We talk about nerdy stuff. We have some fun. We hope you have fun. This is episode 153, second episode of the new year 2020, and
Brought to you by headphones.
brought to you by headphones, USB ports, and Crush. We got new sponsors since last recording.
Triple threat.
We'll get back to our sponsors later. We're going to get into the episode topics. For audio listeners, just know if you go to the video version of this, you can check out exclusive content that you missed in this one. For our Patreon supporters, you can check it out.
We could do like a quick recap. You played Destiny.
I'll do a quick
You've
recap.
been crushing it.
I've been playing a lot of Destiny PvP. That's one thing I've been doing. And then the other thing was I've watched... What did I watch? I think I said last time, Uncut Gems.
Oh, yeah.
I mentioned that. Okay. Yeah, not much else. Just a lot of Destiny and
Pick up any new games?
There's some games coming up,
There's a
but
sale going on Switch right now. I don't know if you looked at it.
so there was some news about games coming up, but it's like nothing right now that's been catching my eye. Like I want to get back into Pokemon after the news that came out this week. I think outside of that, I want to jump into Witcher and some other Switch games, and just like catch up on 2019 games.
Yeah.
So, it was that, and then getting ready. I'm prepping for some Harry Potter themed activities, and I've been like trying on some wigs and some outfits. So,
Something exciting coming up?
Wig Wednesdays. Anyway,
Come
Vargas, what have you been up to?
Not much. Mentioning the Nintendo Switch thing, I picked up 2 games. One is like I don't know the type of game, but like the style, it's like a pixel art type game. In a sense of like the quality, like the style, like it's like
The art style.
Yeah, the art style, the way the game is. It's originally a $10 game. It's 99 cents right now.
What's it called?
I can't remember the name. I literally just picked it up like
Downfall?
just before. No, it reminds me of like Moonlighter or like kind of like a roguelike game, but the art style is pixelated.
Hyperlight Drifter.
Similar to that, but I can't remember the name.
Okay.
It's 99 cents. It's like one of the first things in the deal. Picked it up obviously with just my coins.
Nice.
And then the reason I even looked into it was I got an email from Nintendo that Grandia, which is a game that I've been looking to get, was on sale. And it's like it's obviously a JRPG game, and this is the HD collection, comes with the 1 and 2, and it was $27. I was like, fuck it, and I picked it up. So I'm excited to be able to play some JRPG on my Switch now. I've been looking for a JRPG, at least, specifically on the Switch, just because obviously you can take it anywhere you want to.
Yeah, that's a big... I mean, did you ever, just to quickly ask you, have you played more of Dominion Original Sin 2? Yeah,
I've been playing more of it. I took a pause
Grandia.
because I did what's it called?
I was looking up Grandia.
Oh, okay.
To see what it looked like.
I did this insane thing where like it's higher end content. The problem is, this is the problem.
Yeah, he's coming back. Yeah, you can bill me later. Okay.
So it's a high level like arena fight that you have to do, and I didn't realize that like I don't know if this is like the last of it, but I managed to fucking like fucking do this shit, and then this chick is like, hey, you're worthy enough to fight me, and I'm like, cool, I'll show her, I'll fight her with just my one main character. Was fucking wrecking me, dude. She will hit you like 16 times before her fucking her turn is over.
Damn.
And I was like, she's about to kill. She literally, I was like 10 health away from dying. And I was like, God damn it. And then like what happens was before you fight her, she mentions that like she fought this insane like rift creature that they have trapped. And like right as her end turns, it escapes and she gets scared and she like kind of like runs away. And then at some point she's like, you kind of entice her like to either run away or like you're like, are you a scaredy cat? And she's like, no, I'm not. And then you both stay and fight. And then after that you fight each other. So the whole time I'm like killing her while the beast and them are fighting. So I managed to kill her and then the beast is like whittled down. So I killed the beast. I'm like, I did this. And I went to go do some other stuff and I killed my whole fucking party. I was like, oh shit, reload last save.
No.
Before this event, dude. Before this whole entire fucking ordeal. I was like, I'll pause.
You take a break.
I'll take a break. From
Okay.
this game. So that ended up happening. Bought those. Been playing a little bit more on Monster Hunter. Getting back into it. Really enjoying it. Haven't done anything crazy. I've just fought like 2 new monsters. There's a guy who like hides in the snow. Very annoying because when he's in the snow, he's like completely armored and you do like 10 damage as opposed to when he hops out. Just haven't probably used the right weapon for him. And then what else have I done?
Have you been doing the story for this expansion?
Yeah, because I still have to kind of do that. There's still a little bit more I need to do. That's why you fight these 2 monsters in the first place to do the story. The whole concept is you have to get to the new island or like this new frozen area, and then you have to find a base for it.
I see.
So I've gotten past that point.
Okay.
And now I think I just got to do. Now I think I'm just the point where I have to do all the missions to like rank myself up and grow.
It's like a key quest. Or something?
grow
I
the.
remember that was
Grow the base camp because I think it's very basic right now. Yeah, other than that, I mean, I haven't watched anything really. Gonna probably get back into anime again. I haven't really watched much, but like new things are coming out this year, so excited to watch those.
cool.
Yeah, not much.
Maybe on to Jay.
Getting my booty cheeks clapped
Thunderclap.
by
Sounds
Ludwig.
fun.
Ludwig, the accursed.
How long have you been on this fight, dude?
It's been three days.
3 days?
Yeah.
That have been streamed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't play that off stream.
Oh, yeah, but... Okay,
Maybe
yeah.
4
It
days.
feels like it's been longer, right?
Maybe
No,
4
the only reason I thought it was like maybe a week for some reason was because it was during the holiday, but I remember you played other games during the holiday.
Yes.
So that's why I'm like...
Maybe 4 days.
It's been fun watching it, I'll say that.
$4 million.
It's a no-hit run, pretty much, because things can one-shot you or two-shot you, and you can't heal. He's so aggressive. There's times where I have low health and I won't heal because I know that if I heal, he'll just pounce on me. So I just got
Opening for him.
Yeah, I got it. So it's like a Monster Hunter tactic. I'll like dodge and move, and I won't attack him, and that's when I heal, like doom, or double heal real quick, boom, boom, and then like.
So I have a question regarding this Blood Level 4 run as a whole. In order to have that be a possibility, do you need to have beaten the game to acquire certain gear? Like, can you, if you're skilled enough, can you attempt a Blood Level 4 run from the
First
get-go,
game?
like off of a fresh save of the game?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a fresh save. That's
Because I was making assumptions in my head that you were using the like gear that you've acquired that you can like.
because
New
I've
Game
leveled
Plus.
up with my other characters. So, Blood Level 4, you can't level up. So when you start a New Game Plus, you have your powers.
You just have the base stuff.
You have everything that you have when you start New Game Plus.
So you're doing Blood Level 4 run in a new game plus?
You can't do a Blood
Oh,
Level 4.
okay,
run
sorry.
You can.
Oh.
I mean, you can. You got to beat it.
Okay.
You got to beat it. The thing is, like, one of my viewers was watching me. He's like, dude, your damage is half of what he watched a YouTube video. He's like, this guy's doing 1,000 damage. You're doing like 600. He's like, why? And I told him he probably farmed for gems. I don't have the best gems. So my fucking attack is fucking weak.
Okay. I was
He's
just
like-
curious if that was a prerequisite to attempting.
It's
Well,
it's one of the hardest things. I'm not saying it's the hardest thing I've ever done. I think Cryptid and Necrodancer is harder on certain game modes, but this is up there, like top 3 maybe, top 2, top 3. But played Slay Aspire at CES.
Yeah.
So I went to a little indie festival called CES. Coworker's husband works in the industry. And my coworker's like, "Do you want to go to CES?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I've never been. So it's industry only. Kind of disappointed with it. Like,
going into it, what were your expectations?
I thought it would be, I don't know what my expectations were. I thought it would be a lot different. It's too spread out. There's a lot of concept. So there's a lot of these things probably will never come out. Crowded.
Yeah.
So you think, I mean, it's not like it's crowded, but you can still walk, but the amount of people is double San Diego Comic-Con. But it doesn't feel as crowded. So there's like 200,000 people at all 3 locations.
Damn.
I don't like how it's separated. I don't know. Like, I prefer stuff that was more catered to me. There's a lot of those things like appliances, AI. I mean, it just doesn't appeal to me. And if it does appeal to me, it's gonna be really expensive. Like there's a lot of like robot servers. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. There's translation robots that translate instantly for you. I was like, this is pretty cool, but it's gonna be very pricey. There's a lot of drones, a lot of massage chairs. Holy shit! I think I sat in like 4 different massage chairs. One day I was like, oh, I'll just wait.
But it didn't revitalize you.
Something I've heard a lot of like stories about in prior CSs is the rules and loopholes around sexual devices being at CS. Was that a big thing this year, or did you notice anything, or was there?
There's a couple booths. There were some giveaways for vibrators. So my coworker and her husband, they only go there for freebies, but the freebies are not that great. They're like battery packs or there's something like not of high value. GoPro was given out. They were giving out like GoPros,
but it's almost like a giveaway.
yeah,
It
it's
wasn't
like 5 people only.
Okay.
Like
I assume sometimes, like occasionally, like if you get lucky, there might be like a huge giveaway. It's like, here's a drone, here's this, and that's probably like what they're aiming for. And the other freebies are just a plus.
what's kind of cool is there was a part of the convention where it's separated by countries. So Thailand's bringing this, Korea's bringing this,
Oh, damn.
French is bringing this, and you're walking and you're like, dude, this is kind of cool. Like just to see their technology. There was a concept car from Hyundai, Uber drone. It's like that's never gonna happen. Like, I mean, it could happen. Fuck.
There's a lot of aviation companies working on like Uber for air travel. Like, hey, pick me up.
Wow.
I mean, I don't. That's probably like 10 years minimum away.
Well,
but-
I've seen like, so Uber offers in certain areas like Uber helicopter, and that someone was showing it, and like the like I'm assuming for the time, it was cheaper to get the helicopter than it was to get like the highest quality Uber car. And he's like, let's just fucking get the helicopter. It was like $140. It wasn't even. I mean, it's like obviously it's a really high price, but
Right.
for fucking helicopter, I'm like, that's cheap as fuck, dude.
Yeah. I took the Buster. It was a nightmare, dude. It was a red eye from Anaheim to Vegas. 4 stops or 3.
was there like an issue, like the Witcher event?
Not a smell issue.
That's
but,
good.
It's just like people are loud in there and just like fuck. It's kind of ghetto. Like it was kind of ghetto. I was like, damn.
Were there other people going to CS on this bus?
I don't think so. One person.
I think what's funny is I think the people that take these buses, it's like not obviously like a normal thing, but I think they've done it before and they get very, very comfortable. Like, dude, on my way back from the train, people were like shoeless and sockless, just like chilling, taking
Sorry,
up
I
both
had to let 'em
spots,
breathe. Fuck.
taking up both spots. And like when I went there, I don't know if people going there, it's like their first time also going to maybe like San Diego, like for Comic-Con. Everyone was like sitting in their own spot. Everyone was like, doing their own thing. But yeah, on the way back, it was like people were just owning these carts and like, you're like, no, this is my spot. You can't come in here. And like, what the hell, dude? Like,
I had reserved seating. Kind of regret next time if I ever do take another one, I'm gonna buy 2 seats so I could just I don't want
It's tight.
the guy next to me. Oh man.
I wonder if they have like, maybe not CES specific, but Vegas specific, like shuttles. Like, hey, we're taking a bunch of people, like bus pooling. Like, let's get a nicer bus, but like everyone's putting in it, and you get like a nice
Self-driving bus.
Tesla.
One thing I didn't like about CES, there were a lot of sections like VIP only. Like I was trying to go inside the Microsoft, and you can't come in here. Like,
And it wasn't like known or available to know that.
Yeah.
You should have had a mixer shirt and be like, don't you know who I am? You know, like it's like I
Fuck you
work.
say to me a little shit. But
Yeah, were streaming platforms there? Or I'd imagine like Streamlabs.
Streamlabs was there. They were partnered.
Elgato?
Elgato was not there. Streamlabs was there with. They were partnered with Logitech.
Oh.
So they had an ASMR streamer. I was telling Vargas this earlier. She, I guess, makes like homemade items. She was making a brush that was edible, and then she started eating it. I was like, I need to get on her level, because she got flown out, probably got hotel.
I did. I maybe it wasn't a CS, but I did see Elgato released a new stream capture thing where it was like standalone. Like you put a SD card into this thing, and you just plug it into whatever you're capturing off of, and it.
Oh, that's probably for like you know how when people go to like stream at events or whatever, they can't capture their video.
There was a dude that had a device that connected your phone and whatever camera, and it streams. I was talking to him for a good bit. But I told him the only problem is it's not the encoding or whatever like video processing, it's the data.
Yeah.
That's what caps it. And I was like, dude, I can't like invest in it until I actually see someone stream it. Like, but I was telling him helpful stuff. I was like, dude, you do well at VidCon, TwitchCon. He's like, oh shit. Like he's like writing down the events. It's expensive. His hardware is like $600.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I was like,
guys.
if it fucking can capture what I saw, like streaming with the data of a phone, it's gonna do well. But
yeah, a lot of these higher end streamers, like they'll rebuy stuff if it makes it easier. Instead of having to carry a whole backpack, it's just this device. I'm like, I'll buy it again.
there was a lot of arcades.
Yeah?
They had a huge NBA Jam arcade. Like this was the joystick and that's the button.
That's funny.
And like, yeah, it's cool. There was a lot of those guys that make those mini arcades in Walmart.
Yeah.
They were there.
Oh. Was there a lot of I was about to say like, did you get a chance to see a lot of the phone stuff?
I didn't.
No. Okay.
Oh, actually, one phone. It was a foldable Samsung, I think, or LG, and this guy was demoing me Fortnite on the
Fortnite
phone.
on
Yeah,
that?
Fortnite. I was like, oh, that's cool.
What about the game controllers for phones?
It was cool. I tried one. It was okay. Oh shit. Let me talk about the Dell experience. Okay, so I saw their prototype laptop, it's a foldable laptop, pretty much.
So it's like a whole screen and it folds in half.
Two screens.
Oh, two screens.
It's
I was like, laptops
this.
are foldable.
Imagine this,
Yeah.
and then this bottom part's a screen. Too.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, cool. It's prototype. You could connect a keyboard. He's showing me all things you can do with it.
Okay.
Went to the other side where the gaming stuff. Okay, first of all, the Dell experience, best booth. It wasn't even a booth. They rented out a bar.
Oh wow.
Free food. And like, this wasn't like cheap ass food. It was like full gras type of shit. There was like, yes, would you like the waffles with the duck meat on top? I was like, oh, sure. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. I'm like, each food like appetizer. I'm like, damn, this is really good. Like,
Dude, you got a Dell.
and then I think alcohol was free, but it was like daytime. I was in
Vegas, baby.
I was in business mode. I'm like, I gotta fucking focus on work right now and make some content. And then so they were showcasing a UFO, and I was asking questions, and the guy started
The
getting
UFO?
It's pretty much like a Switch, but it's a PC, but like portable handheld.
Okay.
It's in pretty much the image of a Switch.
And the guy was
call
getting
it the UFO.
He was getting annoyed with me, but I was asking hard-hitting questions like battery life, price point.
Couldn't answer him?
He said it's still in prototype. We're still working on it, but
I feel like that's one of those devices that I'll probably never see like actual release.
I think it'll come out.
I just don't.
Proof of
I don't see
concept.
it like a console style PC. Like I just don't see it. Yeah, but, like this is more than that as well.
Yeah, it is. But there are already those things. The NVIDIA Shield is that.
Yeah, and how bad does it do?
It does well.
I mean, I'm sure it's not.
It's
as good
limited. It's limited. I would say that because of connection. But I think the more they do this stuff, the more they.
Well, yeah, of course. But I don't think it's still going to be there when like that UFO thing comes out. I don't think we'll see it. There'll never be an announcement for this.
Okay, so I didn't talk about it with Var. Oh, I think I did talk about it with you. I'm gonna make a video of it. The controller dropped twice on me. Like it just was unresponsive while playing it. Dock mode. Not handheld. It was okay, but so they had two stations where you could play. You first play handheld and then you play docked. I was playing World War Z, and the controllers didn't respond twice on docked mode. I didn't want to save
like for a bit or for a while.
For a bit,
Okay.
like I was pressing forward and it wouldn't move forward. I'm like, what? And it happened twice. Which is funny when I was playing in handheld mode. So 18 months in development. They made this thing in 18 months. I was like, that's fucking impressive. He's like, well, it wasn't that hard because we took bits of this and bits of that, and we kind of, all the departments kind of worked together and we made this. I was like, oh, okay.
And if it's not made for mass production, I think it's a little bit faster too.
Yeah. They showed the kickstand, the whole back. I was like, I already killed the Switch already.
Switch killer.
I was like, I already killed the Switch already, dude. What else was there? Was it? The guy didn't know what Joy-Con drift was. He thought you could recalibrate it to fix it. Recalibration does not fix it. Trust me. What else? It was cool. If you were to go to CES, I would only go on a Friday because it's not packed.
Can you go for individual days or get tickets for individual days?
Their tickets are cheap, so $100 for all the days.
Oh, okay.
So the most expensive part was like hotel.
Yeah.
Probably.
But if you're taking the bus, it's, just boom, boom.
Yeah, pretty much. But what else was there? A lot of cool concept. There's a lot of people trying to like better the world, which there's a lot of Elon Musks without
Dancing?
Yeah, walk like an Egyptian, but they don't have the being famous or money.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people trying to change the world, and I think that's kind of cool about CES.
Huh?
Yeah.
Good tech showcase.
Would I go again? I don't know. I don't know, but I did bring some freebies.
More water?
So it was kind of hard. I had to steal these. These are from the Logitech.
You got UFOs.
These are from the Logitech. Well, first, I've never been to Eddie's World. You know what that is? It's a stop going to Vegas. It's a candy stop. Hot dog, gummy hot dog. And I actually didn't know what to get you, but it's like a gummy snake. But the freebie is, I said you guys would do a lot more selfies. This is from Logitech.
Selfie
Bam.
cameras.
Oh, wow.
The
It's a
lighting.
ring light.
The ring light thing. We could use this for podcasts. At night? We just increase
for
our
me.
production value. What is
You
that?
see, this is for me.
Oh, damn.
That's funny.
Dang, thanks, dude.
That was hard. I had to steal. I had to wait till the lady wasn't looking. Bam! I took two.
So wait, how does this work?
What do you mean? How does this work? It's already working. Oh, nice! It's USB type. Can't use it.
There's ports.
I have at home. I have an adapter, but I can't do it here though, so I can't use it.
It was a cool convention. I've never been, so I wanted to experience it. I don't know if I would go again. A lot of stuff didn't cater to me, so. We got them, boys.
I forgot one more thing. I played a lot of Pathfinder, D&D. So normally when we're in combat, that's when we like to really get into it. When we're in the town, I'm kind of checked out a little bit. I'm like, there's no XP. I'm not using abilities as much. It's more role playing.
Yeah.
I found my niche as the bard. So we adjusted. Hold on, this thing is super
Chewy.
Wait till you eat the snake.
Okay. So we had just gone through this horrific experience. My character has witnessed several people in our group. The players have stayed, but their characters have died.
Yeah.
And they've taken on new characters. And I'm like, my character has seen some fucked up shit. He's probably like, we're doing good, guys. He's supposed to keep the group kind of like upper morale.
Yeah.
But I'm also sort of like a misfit. So I was like, all right, when we get back to town, I was like, all right, all I want to do, I don't even want to, like, everyone else can do stuff. I just want to rest. And then the dungeon master was like, what do you want to do? Like massage, just sleep, food, what? Spa? Like, what can I do? He's like, there's spa, there's other stuff, there's other services you can get. I'm like, what other services? He's like, well, there's a brothel. I'm like, how much? He's like, well, there's 5 different levels. I'm like, how much for the most expensive? And he kept just like not answering my question of how much. He's like, well, there's 5 different people, types of people. There's like gigolos, there's servants, there's X, Y, and Z. And I was like, how much for all of them? Like, what's the total sum if I wanted all of them? He's like, well, if you got all of them, you would also need a room. So you got to pay for the room. I'm like, give me a room. And that. And how much is it? He's like, 25 gold. And I had 50. I was like, yeah, I want it. He's like, at once? I'm like, no. I want the room, and I want each one of them for an hour, but like one after the other for 5 hours. And I'm like, and then someone else is like, does he get any boost for that? And he's like, actually, he does. He gets more, like,
A boost for this
plus
one,
one to rolls against this kind of save, plus 1 to rolls to this. But all of them was like limited for an 8-hour window after this occurs. I was like, that's fantastic. So I was like, you guys have fun. I'm having the time of my. I'm like, my character needs to like numb himself from these horrors. And I was like, this is how my character's gonna do in town. And then I was thinking about it, I was like, if I get good enough at this, what if I start charging people for services and find a way to make money for our group?
Yeah.
So I was like, that's my next plan.
That's
So anyway, that was done. That was Pathfinder. We've been playing for 2 years. I'm still level 2. Our group is still level 2. It goes that because we
It's like
play.
blood level 4 run.
Yeah.
Blood level 2 run.
Like we only play during lunches every other week. So and it's like a 40 minute, 45 minute.
Yeah.
You know. So we don't get a lot of time, but I just want to hit 1 level. And the dungeon master is always like, oh, you know, when you're level 8, you can do X, Y. I'm like, in like 10 years. Like I'm not thinking that far. Anyway, little thing.
Also to add,
We're in Mukbang.
what's kind of weird is, you know, like you're waiting in line and, okay, so the line waits aren't that crazy. You know, we're used to long lines. So like when I was waiting for the UFO, they're like apologizing. Oh, we're so sorry. We had to wait in line. It was a 30-minute wait. I'm like, I've been through way worse. This is nothing. Like,
You're like, chump.
Yeah.
Did you bring your stool?
I didn't even have to use it because the lines were never that long.
Okay, so you didn't even bring it?
I brought it,
Oh.
but I didn't use it. I used it once maybe. So you're waiting in line and people will look at your badge. Oh yeah, well, so what do you do? I'm like, hey, my name, Jeff. You're like, I just told them that I'm not really in the industry.
You should just been like.
I mean, I do.
podcasting.
Yeah, I mean, I tell them I
Yeah.
do the stream stuff, and that's cool. And they're
You should tell them not to call you an influencer.
yeah, you're my friend. Buy my stuff. But almost went to the Twitter after party. Snoop Dogg and Drake was there, but the group I was with didn't want to go. It's like,
And they were your in if you were to be able to go?
yeah, it was like they're a friend of a friend. And I was like,
None of them listen to this podcast because
yeah, they don't listen to this. So
Sponsors.
yeah. I picked the brain of my coworker's husband. He does marketing for influencers.
Oh.
And it was really cool listening to the business
not
side.
influencers, dude.
Oh, yeah, I'm not.
Entertainers.
But if I can ever hit that 1,000 follower Instagram threshold,
That's
micro influencer
Really?
status. You
So
can
those
actually
are like
get paid.
metrics for that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You could get paid.
Interesting.
Micro
1,000 followers.
1,000, and it's usually, he said it's like $300, or his company, they pay you $300 to sponsor a product. They'll
Ah.
give you the product.
Oh, so they'll like it's any product that they choose, and you just sponsor it, and they'll give you
Yeah,
$300.
yeah, and
But
then it goes up with
That's
different
insane
tiers.
because that's a big company paying a company to find someone. Imagine a smaller company that just like you're going directly to the influencer. Like they would probably pay a little bit more to do the same thing.
Yeah,
Cool.
it was good picking his brain about just digital media.
Yeah.
He said he doesn't understand Twitter, but his primary is Facebook and Instagram. And he said, so this is probably more in our side of things, not your guys' side. Or if you're interested in doing the content creation, he said when you're like at the bottom and you don't really have anything, so it's kind of good to pay followers in the beginning. He's like, only in the beginning, but afterwards, no, it's not good. But if you have nothing, like it's okay to pay for it. So. Not my advice. That person's advice.
Things you learn. Okay, cool. You guys want to get into topics?
We're a mukbang channel now.
Mukbang. That was a little mukbang taste. So my topic, we talked a little bit about things we're excited for, anticipating, but I wanted to talk about predictions now for 2020. If you guys have any predictions for the year, let's sound off.
I mean,
You want to go first, Vargas?
I'll start with this technology. I will kind of do like a maybe like a
roundabout.
Yeah, roundabout. New VR technology, like new hardware, essentially.
From a existing creator or anything specific or?
Well, I mean, because we have Microsoft. There's a couple different companies that are making or have already like released, and they're just like it doesn't get big news.
Yeah.
But like,
I think the last time anything got big news was that Quest one.
Yeah.
Because of the big, I think, selling point of it was like it's like handheld, but you can play like Beat Saber, for instance.
I didn't realize that like off the get go, it has one of the higher end computer games, but it's like extremely dumbed down to be able to work on this thing.
I see.
But there's like augmented reality as well.
Yeah.
There's like mixed reality is I think what they're calling it. Microsoft has kind of like it's almost like sunglasses, and then it overlays like things that you're seeing, so then you can see like a creature right in the corner over there or something like that.
I see.
Within that, but I think within these existing companies, specifically Oculus, because they've already released everything they've had. So I think they're going to announce something that big this year.
Okay.
As something either accessory wise to something that's already existed, or they're going to come out with a whole new headset that's like longer battery life or better, higher quality visuals within the goggles and harder to distinguish like reality or something like that.
You know, another company I could see really either announcing new hardware or releasing new hardware, more likely announcing, would be PlayStation. I think with the PS5, they'll be like, hey, you know, because they haven't really iterated off of the PSVR, like generation. There's like, hey, we just have the base model, and then games have been coming out. I think with the PS5, they'll announce something that maybe will give an enhanced experience to PS4 users, and then will be like a base model for PS5 potentially.
Hopefully,
that'd be cool.
That'd be really cool.
Do you have any, Jay?
Mine's ambitious. October 2020, Fortnite universe, Fortnite world, whatever their next stage
like
is.
a new one.
Season 3? It's not a new one. It's like
just
a world
adding on.
It's a fucking Second Life PlayStation Home for Fortnite.
I really think they're going to get into VR this year. That's one of the things I think they'll do.
Wow.
It might be a part of what you're saying, but it might be like
and I have a date, October 2020.
Why October?
Because that's when they did their Chapter 2. And usually game companies do things, they're very cyclical.
They like to remind people of a date.
Right. Monster Hunters always come out on the same fucking date. Every single.
My first one is divisive in and of itself. But the prediction is that Last of Us 2 will have a divisive reception. I think it'll be like all akin to how Death Stranding was received. Like people will be like, this changed things or elevated things to another. And I think a lot of other people won't be so much that it's boring. I don't think that's the thing it'll have when I was comparing to Death Stranding. I think its issue or challenge will be some people will think it took it too far.
Yeah.
I think a lot of today's culture is getting more and more into that heightened kind of sensitivity of like, is this too much? Is this too far? Did it not properly represent X, X, Y, and Z and stuff? And because that game has been so mature and so complex, I think it will be challenged in that way. And so I don't think it'll be like unanimously looked at the way the first one did.
Yeah, because the first one was just survival.
Well, just like the story was just like everyone's like, this is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I think it'll have those people, and it'll probably will as long as you're okay with it. But I think a lot of people will be like, this, because when the trailer came out, you remember when the first trailer for this came out, and like the hammers to the hands, and people were like, "This is too graphic."
Yeah.
Like, what even is this? Like, is this furthering anything? I'm like, I think there's going to be a lot more conversations in that vein from many journalists or media outlets, or even just general public. Like, they'll be like, video game violence, like, is this too far? Because I think they're going to be trying to go for something more mature. They might be seen as like gratuitous or whatever.
Yeah, it'll concentrate more on like the human aspect of villainy and
monsters
and like humans being monsters, and like humans can be very, very scary. As opposed to the first one where it was survival, and you're following a group of people that are just trying to survive. It does show humans as enemies, but it's not.
I think it's going to
on
crank
that.
it up.
Yeah, it's going to crank it up.
So that's one of my first
11.
predictions.
For me, I think my next one would be with Cyberpunk 2077. I think they're going to introduce like integration with social media with this game. Okay. Where like, I mean, maybe just like posting something will either do something within the game benefiting you, whether like it continues like a certain route of a story or maybe getting items. And well, at least I think that would be a really good idea for them, because like, that's the idea. It's all futuristic and like information is, like currency essentially, like within this thing, like you're gonna be passing on information, stuff like that. So I think that'd be really cool.
I can see that.
I hope that's something that they do. I don't know. They've been doing a lot of like they've done like the secret coding, like to announce like other items. They did like within their first trailer, it had like little things happening. And if you like deciphered it, it meant like here's like another trailer that you can see since you found this out. So I mean, I feel like they're going with the social media route.
Okay.
They released a trailer last week. I think they're going to announce. I think not Lock and Key will do well first season. Netflix. They're going to announce season 2, and they're going to announce. You know how Lock and Key has those one shots? So I think they're going to announce movies for like one shots. I think it's gonna do well. Season 2 for sure will be announced. Dude, that trailer.
It was good, and I was really hyped. The only concern I'm having is remembering the story. How much are they trying to cover in one season? I don't want them to do it too fast.
Right.
I want to have the same drop, but I understand the cadence of a show being a little bit quicker.
I just remember
That's my only concern.
Yeah.
I think the material will be covered well. Like just seeing some of the hints of like the elements of that story. I was like, man, I want to reread this.
There's a thing that Lock and Key did I've never seen a story ever do, like ever. So, spoilers? It's not really spoilers. There's a scene where the main bad guy goes up to the hero and like freezes him, and he's about to like kill him, and then the issue the way it collects, it stops. I read the next collected issue. It's a fucking story in the past. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? They left it in a fucking crazy cliffhanger. Like, it's like, oh, and then they talk about something in the 1700s. I'm like, you fucking fucks, dude.
Does it like, have you finished the whole thing?
Yeah. It goes back to it.
The go back, was that related to this incident at all? No,
They just talk about the origins of the keys, more explaining it.
What if the idea, the concept of that is like it froze the hero, and now the story's frozen at the same time? Like you finding out what's happening is also frozen, that idea, and so it moves on to another topic.
I've never been scared by a page of comics until the first volume of this.
Wow.
It wasn't even like a genuinely terrifying thing. It was just the suddenness. Like it was a jump scare, but I never thought you could pull off a jump scare in a comic book where like a character was sitting by something like a well, I think, and then literally the next panel, the look of this other character and where they were, I was like, whoa, like I don't know, it just caught me off guard.
One other book did that for me.
It was eerie too.
One other book did that for me. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Oh yeah, I remember you told
just
me
covered
that.
a page with a piece of paper. Like, I don't want to watch this fucking thing looking at me. Like, read.
Yeah,
But yeah,
So watch
okay,
read.
that's a good one. My next prediction, I think. Breath of the Wild 2 will be announced, well, not announced, but like showcased and released in 2020.
Really?
I
I mean,
think
Nintendo's good on like super quick turnaround time. But
The only reason I think it'll be a quick turnaround time, I know normally with these kinds of big undertaking games, they take their time with Zelda or Mario. I think the reason we'll see a quicker turnaround with this one is because it's in the same world.
Yeah.
So they can focus on story beats and that more so than they need to focus on building the whole thing from scratch. So, and the other reason I think they might be trying to push that, they typically don't try to compete as head to head with like Marvel or not Marvel, Sony and Xbox, but it being a new year for consoles, I think they need something in the later half of the year
before like
and they don't
PS5
have Animal Crossing for the start of the year, which will be fucking bonkers, but I think having that at the end of the year is going to be like everyone knows Breath of the Wild is like
yeah.
that's just my only like I'm like I could see it.
I mean, I don't have anything else.
I like 4 more.
Yeah, I mean, I hope. I don't think I'm gonna pick up whatchamacallit.
Diablo?
No, Square Enix, Final Fantasy 7. I don't think I'm gonna pick up the thing. If anything, I will wait until everything's fully released. I'm sure it'll come
Like
out
10
as
years.
I'm sure it'll come out.
We
as
have the receipts. we have the
okay,
receipts.
well, how about I make this prediction then?
Okay.
So I think that they're taking a long time to build this game because they're making it all kind of together at the same time, and they're releasing in sections so that they can like maybe I would say just fine tune everything. But I think once the initial release of this one, the following ones won't be like 2-3 years out in advance. I think it'll be a year, like if next year. So I don't know. Did it say how many parts it's supposed to be?
No, they haven't.
Okay.
That's the part where I'm like,
For
this
some
gonna
reason,
be
I
7
think of.
parts
I
for
guess
Final-
it's because of the disc. I think of 4.
Yeah.
Like I think 4
you can
parts.
tell this first one ends when they leave Midgar.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Like that's how it's gonna end.
And that's when the game gets like even bigger. Like it expands.
so they might take longer.
I don't know.
Well,
I think
DLC.
I think of 3 to 4
you
parts.
10 years.
I think of 3 to 4 parts, but I don't think it'll be 10 years. I think it'll be finished within 5 years. But that's not a prediction for this one. But I think that's the concept, and I think we'll find out about that concept this year.
Okay.
I'm afraid is
Oh, like after the release, they'll be like, "Hey, we're teasing part 2."
Exactly.
they're gonna show designs for Red 13 and Cat Sith, and people are gonna get pissed. They're gonna redo them.
It's gonna be a white cat Sith.
Controversy. Do you have any other?
Oh yeah. Oh shit. What was it? Oh okay.
Actually,
I've been saying this for the past 2 years. Smash Brothers character being announced.
Yeah.
A game comes out in 2020.
A game.
What are you, foo? I'm a goddamn superhero. Finally, Travis Touchdown will be in Smash. I've been saying this for the fucking past 2 years. Travis Touchdown will come to Smash. 2020.
That'd be cool. I think that'd be really cool.
It only makes sense.
I think they're gonna in a direct probably. I don't know whether it'll be E3 or when, but probably close to E3. I think we're gonna get a tease of the next Mario game.
Mario Party.
No.
Like whatever Odyssey, Iliad, whatever the like. Not and it won't be a remake. I don't want. I'm not counting this as like
So
they're porting Sunshine or something. I want this to be like you're getting a new 3D or 2D Mario.
What if because we've done obviously Mario games, they've dabbled in going underwater and doing all the different things, and then we had Galaxy, which you go into space. Odyssey pretty much is similar, right? You like planets or whatever.
Yeah, sort of.
What if this next one is just all like underwater type stuff? All underwater.
Reggie's like, hey,
Avatar.
you miss me? Bowsette confirmed.
What if they make it like Legend of Zelda, where it's like you get like
Open
metal
world?
boots, you go wherever you want, like underwater, and then if you don't, like it helps you go into other areas too, and you get suits that change you up. I mean,
Maybe.
that's all standard stuff. But
Okay, what do you think is more likely that they'll tease this year? That would happen this year. That a new Mario like story game or just regular game comes out, or that they tease a new Mario Kart.
Story game.
I think it's time for a new Mario Kart.
I don't know. Like, I feel like it's been longer since a Mario Kart, but I feel like that's more challenging to because I feel like when they do a Mario Kart, they want that thing to fucking sell like forever.
So they wait a long time.
So they take their time till demand is like
Everyone's like
craving,
thirsty.
and then like I'm also wondering like what are they going to do to add to it, and maybe they want more hardware changes or something. So, I don't know, but I did find it curious. Do you have any more?
No.
It's been rumored, Capcom, new Capcom fighting game, but not Marvel versus Capcom, but Capcom Universe fighting game. It's been rumored.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be announced E3. Capcom Universe. I don't know what they're gonna call it.
You think the style would be similar to like the Capcom Versus franchise? Like
Yeah. I think it's gonna be.
I hope so. I would love to see something like that. Either probably. I mean, Evo would be where
They have the characters.
I want Capcom to do like in the style of like Street Fighter, like just a 1-to-1, not like
3D?
insane, like because it's like 3-to-3 and it's like a crazy ass like. There's combos where like you as soon as it gets in there, you're dead. Like
there was a game that didn't do too well, Capcom Fighting Evolution, and it was all Capcom fighters or Capcom Universe characters.
Yeah.
And like 2 characters from Street Fighter, Guile and I don't know who else. But Darkstalker's characters are in it.
I think Dragon Ball Fighter Z has a good balance of that chaos of like that you don't like.
Yeah,
and
but it's still like it feels good 1-to-1.
Yeah.
type thing.
And I if they do something, I would want them to go more in that direction.
Yeah.
And I would want them to try to be like a 3D, but like still 2D Street Fighter style. Because I just feel like it'd be too risky, and they wouldn't nail it. And I want them to nail at least their first.
If I think of a Capcom fighting game, I think of a button masher. To be honest with you,
Really?
Yeah, I don't think of like an actual like fighting game. I mean,
like Tetris.
Not to say that it's not a fighting game. I just like that's the concept I think of because like generally that's what
button
I go
mashers
for.
play that. Yeah. My next prediction. I think not only will From Software release Elden Ring this year,
Oh no.
I think they're gonna tease Bloodborne 2
I wish. Yeah.
as a PS5, like
I'm in.
just
I'm in. It
What
just
if-
shows Ludwig like the sword.
Form 3.
Fucking fist comes up.
Some guys just watching it and then all of a sudden.
That's a launch title. If I ever that would fucking kill. I'm telling you. Because like what, Last of Us 2 is coming out early, so they'll remaster it for the PS5 or it's usable or whatever, like whatever, so you can play on PS5 at a higher fidelity or whatever. But I think like
I would definitely say that there is a Bloodborne style game from software already in the works for PS5. Definitely.
I want them to be like, we're not just doing like one game announced release. We're releasing Elden Ring, and guys, get your mouths ready because shit. And do you have any more?
I have one more. Rumored and most likely true. The new Switch model, 2020.
What do you want from it?
Battery life.
Even
Joy-Cons,
longer.
better battery life.
I mean, they can't do much with the Joy-Cons because, like, if older ones don't work with the new ones, like, what's the point?
Yeah, that's limiting things.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
But the light also doesn't. But they just eliminate it altogether.
They need to make a handheld mode, but also I can put out an HDMI output, so I can play handheld. Because certain games
then you
play
can see?
better handheld and stream it like because it's HDMI or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somehow make a cable for that.
What if it's Bluetooth or wireless? Like, what if the dock becomes a wireless dock, and then everyone that has a Switch can like use their Switch as the controller for the thing?
Yes. Yes.
It's like the dock is a server, and then everyone's like, "All right, hop in the server."
That's a great idea. The only problem is I think the dock is where it allows more of the Switch to use its power, and if it's just like a server, you're still only limited to the power of this.
Well, it won't be. I think the quality will be low, like a mobile, but I think it'll be like sort of like doing a
Mario Kart.
No, like a Chromecast or something, where you're using what you have handheld, but you're sending the signal to the TV
just
or
to see it
whatever.
on TV. Yeah.
And the new dock, the updated dock, will be like the receiver for that. That'd be interesting. But yeah, I'm interested in whatever Switch update they do. I have 3 more. They're quick. So the first one is, I think another major publisher developer will drop out of E3. Like, I don't know whether it's Square Enix or Capcom. I don't think Xbox will live because Xbox seems to be doubling down. But last year, Sony left. Last year also, I don't know if much of the public knew this, but
Ubisoft?
no, a lot of E3 journalist contact information got leaked.
Oh, that's right.
Like they did some fuck up, and they it just became public knowledge, and people put like a lot of their personal information in those things, and I think that like on the journalist side, media side, they're like more reluctant to show, and so developers are going to be like, we're going to get favor out of this by like pulling them to our separate events. Maybe EA makes a bigger outside thing, or they like rent out a theater or something, and they make their thing just full on it.
What if E3 just becomes Xbox, pretty much?
Xbox will just do their
they're
thing.
the only ones who stays, like, and then so like it becomes more of like this is going to be our like announcement
Could be.
table, and then Sony has their own, and then
I still think a couple
Nintendo
of
has the
third party. I think more so the third party people are going to be the ones to be reluctant. Like Capcom might do their own thing. People like Sony's jumped on board the direct style, and I think more people are jumping on board that like.
I think the thing
hey,
is,
we're
though,
going to be
is
on YouTube and we're going to cater our stuff, and it's not going to be a live thing.
we have like 3 major companies for consoles. We have Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony, right? And then Sony's gone, so we have Nintendo and Microsoft. But Nintendo's they don't have like a full thing anymore. Like it's almost like a Nintendo Direct that they do.
They do a
at
Nintendo
this
Direct, but then at the show they have like a big experience that they make very tailor made to whatever 1 or 2 major games they have.
Okay.
So I think it's they separate them, but they're still cohesive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think like you'll see like maybe Ubisoft or Devolver Digital or one of the other ones, like the smaller ones, being like, this isn't working. Like the amount of effort we have to put into get a space, fly people out, do all this stuff, and journalists start showing up. I think someone's going to drop out. And then I think Twitch will somehow be involved in the elections, either as a platform to showcase a debate or as a candidate wants to open up for an AMA or something. They'll be like, I'm on Twitch. Like,
Is this because Bernie Sanders has his Twitch?
well, I think that's an indicator, but I think someone else might be like, hey, I'm also trying to, and like they'll do like a Q&A, like just chatting, Bernie, or I don't know, playing mix, maybe on Mix or something. And then my last one, this one's a stretch, but I think a mobile game will be a contender for Game of the Year. Like mobile game only. Will be like, it'll sort of be like how Sayonara Wild Hearts was nominated for a lot of things, but I think it'll be nominated for Game of the Year by a number of things. So,
I got one more.
ooh, one more thing.
I don't think it'll be announced or released in 2020, but Sandman, the TV show, 2021. The reason why I say that, because Neil Gaiman has said he's already working on the script for season 2.
Damn.
11 episodes ordered for season 1.
Capcom, or not Capcom, Comic-Con. I think Comic-Con will see some
2021.
an experience.
There's no cast yet, so it's not going to come out in 2020.
Yeah. Cool. That's my topic.
Nice.
Next topic.
Jay?
CES, indie convention. The Alienware showcased a gaming console, which is a portable PC, kind of like the Switch. What do you want to see features to be seen on that UFO?
So it's like
Price point.
it's codenamed UFO, whatever. So far.
RAM, disk space, prawn.
So the idea is it's supposed to be a computer,
Yeah.
like almost like a portable computer, I guess. I don't know. I guess one major thing is something we always bring up is battery life in general. Like, if it's not going to be plugged into anything, we want it to be able to last quite a while. Like at least what do you guys say? Like 5-6 hours good enough, or longer than that?
5
possibly?
is solid for me.
Okay.
Yep. 5.
If it's any less, the consolation I'll accept is like 30-minute recharge.
Oh fuck.
Like a lot of phone companies are focusing less on large battery, but they're focusing on quicker recharge. Like, oh, your phone will be back to 100 in 20 minutes, 30
I
minutes.
don't care for that.
I know. It's not for everyone, but I do think like for a gaming console, if I'm only like if we're like chilling and I'm not playing my Alienware thing, if I just plug it in for 20 minutes and it gets me to 100, I'd accept like 3 hours.
Yeah.
But I need at least 2.
Mm-hmm.
2 to 3 hours minimum, but 5 would be solid.
So the controls they release, they don't slide out. So you push a button and they release. To put it back in, it's magnetic.
Interesting.
So the magnet's strong enough for like it to lock back into place.
It's probably like the Surface or the old MacBook, like just mag.
But then it has like a clip to lock in after once it's like locked in, and then you have to release them again.
I want 32 gigs of RAM, but I think it's gonna be 16.
Probably as a base model, yeah.
I want 32 gigs.
I'm imagining it's gonna be very much like computers where you can. There's not gonna be like a set model. It's like, what do you want in your model? 32 gigs RAM.
Custom made.
I think some things will be default, like, hey, the screens are the screens. Like, whatever the screen we got is that set. But I think hard drive space, RAM, maybe, it'll be very much like a computer. Something I would think would be really cool would be VR capability. Like, plug in, like, have an easy, like, 1-2 port, not for, like, your high-end VR, but, like, a more capable VR than the mobile VRs. Yeah. And like this little thing, like just versus a backpack or something, like having that would be cool. It'd be a nice little like, oh, this thing I could play Half-Life Alyx on this. Oh. Price? What price would you guys?
I mean,
a G? I mean, it's expensive, but that thing looks expensive.
I would go lower.
I'm not buying it.
I'd go like 700, if anything. Like I understand, like I can't be like, I want a $400 like version of this thing, but that's
why not? That's the dream.
It is a dream, but like I mean, when it comes to computer parts, for some reason, the smaller you go, the more expensive these things get.
It's also like Alienware, so those things are not cheap.
So I would like maybe go halfway and just like $800 would be good for me. I mean, I'm not gonna pick it up, but
I think I wouldn't be.
That's their arguable.
Yeah. I think if they want the thing is if they wanted this, what do they want this to succeed as a game? Like it seems like they wanted to be a gaming hardware. So if they wanted to be a gaming hardware, they need to sell this.
No, because I don't want to compare it to the Switch, dude.
That's a fuck up. Shit. It's like when Anthem. I don't know if you guys read the stories, but it was like the higher ups were telling them don't compare to Destiny, and it's like we need to compare because we need to learn from that.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, don't. And like, okay, well, what the
even
fuck?
if we don't, everyone else will. Like, it doesn't matter.
People need to do that. Well, not only from a reception standpoint of like comparing the two, but also from a learning standpoint. Like, they need to learn from those other ones that have come that are 99% similar to what you're trying to do.
But even like as a consumer, like I'm gonna compare it to understand. Like, oh, it's similar to the Switch. Oh, then
better.
Like, boom, I already know.
Blow it worse.
Like if I've heard just the UFO, I'm like, I don't know what that is. And like kind of the Switch. Oh, like immediately you already have like kind of a frame of reference for what it is. So like no matter what, people are gonna compare it just to understand.
Yeah, imagine being like, you can play like if Xbox doesn't do this already with the Switch, I would want them to be like Alienware makes it so it uses your Steam library or Epic, whatever. And with that, you would also, or maybe not just those two, but also the Microsoft Xbox library. So you can use your Game Pass on this and play whatever games.
Yeah. Do you think a partnership would work for them?
Yeah.
Like a partnership in the sense of like partnering up with Epic Games or partnering up with Steam so that it has like it's very fine tuned to have these games and it has. Like
I think of all of them, Epic would be the most likely to do something because Steam has tried the whole Steam Link, Steam Box, and all that stuff, and I think they're done. They're kind of veering away from that.
The last of the those controllers, the Steam controllers, ended up selling.
And then I think Microsoft's would be willing to partner, but like not like fully back them. I think they would be like, hey, we can put Game Pass on this thing, but we're not gonna like be your sponsor or whatever. Because I think they want to leave the doors open to like be able to do it with other devices, phones, Switches. Because they've already started with the phones.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put it past them to try to put it on something like this, if not this.
What about hard drive space? You want SD cards or what size?
I want a default of like something usable because computer games almost are bigger than any of these Switch.
Is it going to be SSD?
Yeah, it's got to be SSD.
Portable SSD
well, no,
drives?
the reason I'm saying SSD is because of load times.
Yeah.
Like if it's already going to be lagging if you're.
But it's also it's the smallest hard drive too. Like we have like the now like it's
the thinnest.
Yeah,
like
the thinnest.
Yes. I was thinking like space.
Yeah.
Like, is it what?
No, like the actual physical hardware. And it would be cool is having like a slot where like you just slide in a SSD. Boom, like there's like I have a 1 gig right now.
How do you get games for this? Digital?
Has to be.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you gonna put a CD in this?
But even then, like cost is going to be more like if it's going to take specific games or whatever. If you do, I mean, you can have a CD loader or whatever. But that's kind of a thing. Like when have most computer games are now download only. When have you seen a physical copy of a
I was trying to get
game?
my brother Warcraft 3 for his birthday, and I was like, they don't even have the boxes for these things. I have to like.
And even then, he
Get him
probably
a
wouldn't be able
gift
to download it. He'd have to like.
I have to give him a gift card, and he just buys it for
it.
himself. Another issue I would say is computer games have a big advantage in that you could do mods, do all kinds of. How are you gonna do that on this thing? I want to know how that's possible. Like, is it gonna have like a tablet-like interface? When you played it, was it touchscreen as well?
It is touchscreen.
Okay.
They didn't open the operating software, so I don't know what the operating software looks like.
So when you
can
got it, was a
connect-
game already loaded?
So I asked him about mouse and keyboard. You could get connected.
Different controllers.
wow. Mouse
My
and
other
keyboard.
question: when you did disconnect the controllers, was it still just like mechanical controls, or could you do motion?
Just mechanical. I don't think
No motion.
no motion.
Fucking losing to the Switch already.
Hey, 18 months in development. It might still be out.
I forgot to tell you guys. I played Ring Fit, so that's the reason I was thinking of motion. That game is hard. I'm gonna say it out right now.
But it's like in a good way.
Yeah, my quads
Yeah.
fucking hurt.
Yeah, I'm saying Wii boxing made me fucking lose breath.
This is like I'm like you have to. Yeah. Anyway, it really emphasizes your form.
Yeah.
Like it can tell. I'm like,
Wow.
how the fuck are you telling that I'm like not my back is straight? I'm like, you're right. It's not straight. Anyway, it made me think of motion controls, and I was like, okay, well that limits some stuff because imagine if this thing was VR capable. You take those controllers. Those are your VR controllers. Not anymore.
Not anymore. Scratch that VR option off.
I don't know. What would you, if you had this in your hands right now, has all the specs you want, what would you play?
Slay the Spire.
Got him.
4K 120 refresh rate. I don't see you playing WoW on this, for instance, as an example of a game, because of just like the limitations of, if you're going to use a keyboard, you just rather use what you have instead of drop $1,000.
I mean,
on
the
it.
thing is, when I play games, I much prefer to be using controllers than it is.
But games that you would play
PC.
on computer, without a controller.
I know,
One
right?
is like a
Because
WoW.
I can't play WoW with a controller. But
Yeah,
if
you
I
can.
could,
Okay.
I would.
You can
There's-
play with a DDR pad.
There's a plus side to this machine. There are way more indie games on PC that are never ported to the Switch.
That's true.
This is an indie game dream.
There you go. Indie game console.
For $1,000?
Easy mode.
No.
I know the idea of indie games is because people pay very little for the game, and here you are buying $1,000.
I play them on my laptop with a
Playing
with a-
Slay the Spire. I paid $1,000 for it.
The thing is too is for the price point is I could buy like for $800 I could buy like a really good computer that'll play like AAA title games pretty well.
Yeah.
And so if this
So
is an $800 and can't play
What
AAA
if they sell it for $300?
I would start questioning what are the specs.
I probably still wouldn't get it.
I'd be like, are you using like cheap ass like 10 megabyte SD cards? I don't know.
Those eBay versions of like the 1060 graphics cards that don't actually aren't.
I don't know
working.
the legality of this, but what if there's like a Nintendo Switch card slot? Like you can play your Switch games on here.
What would I benefit by playing them on here?
You get it's a Switch now
Reggie,
for $300 as opposed to $400.
So I lose motion controls.
That's just not implemented
And
yet. It's a software update in the future, bro.
Well, okay. My other question. This is not a Switch thing. Is I would want to play like games online.
Okay.
How am I doing that? How would you want
5G now, bro. 5G.
$20,000?
What's the cost of this thing in 5G? Did you see when you got yours?
It's what this was when it was full
Oh,
price.
okay.
And I was like, "Do you guys do exchanges?" They're like, "Nah, sorry." It was actually funny. There was hey, bring in your old phone and we'll give you a big chunk of credit. It listed everything, including the lesser model of this,
But not.
this. They're like they it's too close. So no. I'm like, okay,
That's funny.
whatever. I don't care, but okay. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Every time I think of like one thing good for it, I think of two things that wouldn't work for it. I think the biggest thing is like everything I would want out of a spec for something like that would be in a phone, like some of the top end phones now, minus the connectivity. and that I think the connectivity is getting there. So I would much rather just invest in something that I already have that is internet connected than to get another device in addition to this, because this and the Switch are the two things I would want to have portable. If this has internet connection or my Switch had, I'd be fine. If I had anything else, I don't know, like, I would rather be at home. Like, I don't want to play Destiny on a, well, do I? I might. I would play it on Switch.
I would.
Dude, that'd be crazy. Like, because I was thinking about the Switch Pro, for instance, and I was thinking like, oh, if the Switch Pro came out, there's probably going to be games that are like you can only play on the Switch Pro models, and it'll probably be a third-party game like Grand Theft Auto 5 or a Destiny 2. Oh man, I could see that.
Please just make it detachable Joy-Con, compatible with the old Joy-Cons.
I think it will be. God. There's way too many Joy-Con colors for them to be like, nah. You need new ones. It's like,
What if like when you buy it, it comes with like the new version Joy-Cons?
Yeah.
And you can Bluetooth the old Joy-Cons, but you just can't like dock them and use them. So you can still use them as a controller, but
that
you
just
can't.
seems too difficult. Like, I could see that happening. I just feel like them explaining it hurts them. Like, the fact that you have to explain it would be like a detriment to
I mean, I feel
families,
like I
like-
feel like they would keep it as simple as yes, you can use them.
Hopefully.
That's it.
Hopefully.
That's it.
But
then
I'm
you'll be
imagining like a GameStop or a Best Buy employee trying to be like, well, it works. And the dad's like, no, it doesn't work. He's like, well, you got to just do this. He's like, how the fuck am I supposed to know that? Like, do you hear that conversation?
It's going to be the same way that way you connect Joy-Cons now, which is already kind of
yeah,
very difficult.
but adding it more, it just is further. The simpler it is.
And they're like this, hold on. Oh, I just can't seem to get it work.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be okay with it because I feel like we're capable. We'd be like, but I think more people would be like, rah, rah, rah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely curious about it because when I saw pictures of it and then you told us about it, I was like, that's interesting.
Is that a piece of Vita?
Because at the same time, I was seeing people make controllers for phones that were more universal to be able to play. Like I saw someone playing Monster Hunter World on their phone through Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
With those controllers, I was like, holy shit. Like, you just brought Monster Hunter World on portable. You just solved it. Like, that would be awesome. Halo Infinite. Or, I don't know, any Gears of War 5. I don't know. Like, those high caliber kind of games, fidelity games on this stuff.
Slay the Spire.
Slay the Spire. 2. What would they even do for it 2? Fuck. I don't even know.
Add more
Just
cards.
new characters.
I want them to have like a competitive like speed run. Like you can play someone and you got to reach the top.
Oh.
Just like
2 offers one-on-one match, like you and another player
Yeah.
using the card
Co-op?
decks.
Hearthstone. It's called Hearthstone.
Free Hong Kong. Okay.
So mine.
I hope this becomes cool.
I think it'll get released. He doesn't think it.
I don't
I think
Do you
it'll get released. Maybe not in this form. Maybe it won't be the UFO. But I think Alienware or Dell because Dell owns Alienware, right? I think they'll do something.
Never be
It's
released.
crazy. Like no one's toppled Nintendo from the handheld game. PSP was kind of close.
PS Vita.
No,
Is
not
that a
even close.
PS Vita?
Not even close. PSP was kind of, but Nintendo they know how to do handhelds.
All of their handhelds, dude. 3DS, 3DS Lite, 3DS DS. Dude.
The first 3DS though, that thing was. I look back at that one. I'm like, man, this
No,
thing
the
is
first Game Boy Advance.
But the thing is, when it first came out,
the wide one.
No, the purple Game
Yeah.
Boy Advance is bad.
It's okay.
No, it was bad.
see, that's what I'm saying. When it first comes out, even the original 3DS, when it came out, I was like, this looks fucking slick. But looking back, compared to the newer models,
That's probably my
this
problem,
thing is huge, bulky. Like it's the shittiest thing.
I didn't jump on it, and I wasn't playing handheld when the 3DS first came out, and then when I got the 3DS XL or whatever, I looked at what the original ones were. I was like, people bought that thing. It looks like a bad like kids toy. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you look back in hindsight.
Yeah, but when they first came out, like for me, like I still have my Game Boy Advance, like the
wide one?
the wide one that is the clear purple. That thing still looks nice to me.
I
Like
think
at
so.
least it still looks nice to me. But
It still
that
has the
3DS
problem of the Game Boy Colors where it needs like because it's not backlit.
Yeah.
That backlighting, I think is that like your biggest gripe with it? Okay.
It's cool. Did you just
My
have me
brother
buy
jumped
that?
on when he got the SP. And I was like, this thing. Have you seen the Monsters Inc. like Sully memes? He's like, some good memes. Anyway, your topic.
Yeah. So my topic is tossing a coin to your Witcher.
The Valley of Plenty.
No, so with the release of the Netflix show The Witcher, obviously we've seen that there's a ton. There's like 100,000 concurrent people were playing the Witcher 3 on
Again.
Steam. Yeah, like this.
It's more than it's ever had.
Yeah, it's more even than its original release date. Like, so it's insane. So what other games do you guys think can use, or do you guys think deserve this type of boost with a release of maybe like a show, a book, a movie within the world to like entice people like, hey, this game is still good. It's still there. You guys have any ideas?
BB. Bloodborne.
BB.
Because I still don't know the fucking story. I'm confused. Like,
Actually, that's a good idea.
people will be
Holy
like,
fuck.
"Oh, you're fighting this thing. What is this thing, Ludwig?"
What's the
I'm like,
narrative?
I think he's a hunter. Have you ever? I have no idea.
The one day you were eating while streaming and you put on like, let's look at some backstory. I was like, holy fuck, there's a lot of lore to this. And
I learned shit. I said something wrong. I was like, oh, okay, I was wrong. He's an old hunter that went against church.
Most of them are old hunters that have turned into a monster.
It reminds me of Destiny in a lot of ways where there's a lot of backstory that they don't, like, it's not known to the average player. And only through watching these YouTubers, you're like, holy fuck, there's like
it's
epic
like
tale.
in notes or
Yeah.
diaries, and
Yeah.
you have to read through it and kind of like try and put it all together.
Piece it all together. You're like, yeah. How would the revival be? Would it be like a show or something?
Show.
J.R. Martin writes a new
let's
book on it.
Explain it, the Lord, really
Okay.
well. Fuck. Like show the history, and I don't know. I don't know how they would do it.
I could even see it doesn't even have to be like a show on Netflix or something. It could be like a YouTube sponsored, like YouTube Red show where it's like, hey, we're gonna go back into the lore. Like we're gonna do an 8-part series on Game X and then an 8-part series on Game Y, and like the first game is Bloodborne, and then you just see like it rocking off.
That's a good one though. But like, I feel like what's funny is if like a show or a movie, people are still gonna be like, "What did I just watch?" Like, it's that fucking
I would see it do. I don't think
Crazy.
a movie would do it justice. I think a show would,
yeah.
possibly.
It like follows like each episode would be a story of one boss maybe or like their history.
It could be. I think the backup plan, it would still be a show, but the backup plan would be less about the actual fiction and more about people playing the game. Like I could see it being a meta show. It's like people playing this game and like loving it and talking about it, and they're like, "Whoa, this is a really cool story of these people playing this game."
Yeah.
Like one of those sort of things. Not often, but they sometimes do.
Yeah.
Mine is, I would want it to be a show because I think it would do well as a show, but I would want or a mini series, but I would want them to show what's his name, Jim Raynor,
Oh shit.
Kerrigan,
Yeah.
and the Protoss. And I would want to see like StarCraft get a huge revival. Like I know competitively it's still around, but like Public Eye. is
Yeah,
just,
Public
like,
Eye. It's
Made
died
by
down
the
crazy.
CGI team of Blizzard.
Dude, what's his face? Your the guy you watch that streams.
CD and the Third.
Yeah, he's
He's
like
been playing.
playing a lot.
It's funny because like in his mind he thinks he's a great StarCraft player, and then I guess there's a thing that analyzes how you play. He's like, oh, okay, my worker production sucks. I fucking trash, dude. And like,
Yeah,
he's
your
like, I'm like
economy.
D.
Yeah.
And his mind is like, I played that great, guys. Let's see your grade. I'm like, oh, it sucks.
Yeah. I would want to see that franchise get a revival because Blizzard hasn't really been supporting, like they've just been doing side little things, not to the same level as Warcraft. They've been supporting it, so if they do something cool with it that brings it back, like huge, like RTSs in general haven't been huge in a while, so I would love to see StarCraft come back.
For me, it's these games. I would make it a cartoon. Jack and Dexter. I don't know if you guys ever played it. Like
Yeah.
my introduction to this.
Wasn't there a
There was
Ratchet
like
and Clank? That's
Ratchet
the
and
one I'm
Clank,
thinking.
yeah. So with my introduction to Jack and Dexter, dude, was a demo. It was like a disc demo where it was like a limited time amount of play. I think you could play like 30 minutes at most in one like pretty large open area. Dude, I would play that shit over and over and over, and I never even ended up buying that game on that specific console. I ended up buying on a PS2 after that. But it's such a great game, such a great series. I think they re-released, like they remastered the game and it came out. So I think that remastered would do well if like they came out with a cartoon of the show and showing it off and stuff like that. Because they got great chemistry, the two characters.
They had a lot of good dynamics.
Yeah.
Good. That was back when a lot of more mascots for games. Like there was Crash, there was Sonic, there was Mario, there was more of these cartoony.
That's what they were going for too. Like you could tell, like if you look back and you think of like, oh, there was all these mascots.
Spyro.
That's exactly what these two guys are trying to be. Like, more mascots for these.
Yeah.
But always good. Do you have another one, Jake?
It's fairly popular, but The Last of Us just adapted.
Isn't there a movie that's stuck in?
That's Uncharted.
Fifth director.
I'm fine with it never being made. Fucking Mark Wahlberg as Sully? What?
Yeah, Last of Us just adapted. I mean, I feel like it's.
At this point, I would rather take Jake Gyllenhaal as Sully because of the chemistry he has with Tom Holland. Have you seen their off camera like?
Yeah.
Where he's like staring at him?
Yeah. I'm like them as like him being playing the older self. I could see it. I don't know. I could see that more than Mark Wahlberg. I don't see Mark Wahlberg.
Just don't play a character like Knight fucking Crawler, dude.
The young days of Sully.
Yeah, exactly. I was a photographer back in the day. No, please.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't. What else? Nier Automata.
Ooh.
I mean, it doesn't need it because it's like it kind of comes and goes, but I just would want to see people just talking about it.
It would just go within the porn industry, you know?
Hell yes. Bring it. I'm fine with it. Whatever.
Oh my God, dude.
Make love, not
game's
war.
insane. Aren't they? Isn't there possibly something coming up with him
Hopefully,
and
I
the
hope.
same company?
I hope so.
So that'll be weird. That would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Another one I was actually going to bring up Bloodborne as well. Specifically a show, but I guess anything Dark Souls related. I mean, Dark Souls isn't as hard to understand as Bloodborne is, but I think Bloodborne would do a good job too. It'll bring back people wanting to play the 1, 2, and 3, that 3-hit combo there.
For Dark Souls.
Yeah. And I think I'd keep it simple. A movie, I think, would be fine with that. I don't think it needs like a TV series or miniseries or anything like that. I think a movie with that would be good.
My last one. It's gonna be. I'm gonna put 2 games into this category. It's an anime. Let's make it anime format. Fire Emblem, 3 Houses, and Persona 5. Either one in anime format.
You're like, all
In
right.
anime format.
Yeah? I think
Manuela?
Persona got an anime movie, actually.
Manuela.
Dorothy, dude. After
know who that is. I
after
don't
the
know
time
who that
skip, that's who everyone goes for. Like I've been following
Dorothy, or who'd you say?
Dorothy.
Dorothy.
Dorothea. I saw Games Done Quick did a speed run of a bunch of games. They did Fire Emblem 3 Houses. How long do you think it took?
2 minutes?
The games them quick?
Games Done Quick did a
No,
speed
no.
run.
15 minutes.
I think 30 minutes.
Damn. Hour 45
Okay.
for the full game.
Yeah, and it took you what, like 35 hours? Something like that?
40 to 50.
40 to 50.
I think most people's average runs go from 40
But
50
also,
to 80.
I'm assuming the guy didn't farm for shit, and he like.
So it was like I don't know what the logic was because I jumped in at the hour mark, but he picked the Golden Deer's path, and I don't know if there was a reason for that because I was like, one of the other paths for Black Eagles is the shortest missions. Like there's less missions as a whole, but maybe it's because the types of missions varied and they require them to be longer matches or something, or the difficulty of the levels is higher on the other ones that he picked Golden Deer because he was maxing. He's like his moves in each combat were like, I got to make sure this guy's this class with this weapon, making sure he's moving here first before this thing.
Oh, wow.
And end scenario moves in like the fuck. It was nuts.
An hour 45. Most of them only take like less than an hour, right? Most games done quick.
No,
Or
there's
pretty
some that
quick?
take
And when he played it,
2 to 3.
was there like an RNGesus? Like if this CPU does this, I'm kind of screwed. Like
I
or
think
is
it's
it kind of like everything's planned? Like, oh, I'm okay.
I think almost everything's planned. I think the only things are like weapon usage and crits possibly happening, slowing things an extra turn. But that was like plus or minus a minute.
I would assume it is still a little bit RNG. Jesus, like it just because you're everything set at the same and you're like in a specific area doesn't mean the enemy's gonna go straight to you. He can go like around something or under something.
I don't think he allowed enough turns in a match for that
For,
for
like,
that to
six-
really sprawl out.
Holy
Like
shit.
if it was like one turn he got a hit, but he's like, I'm okay.
Gotcha.
But I was like, fuck, that's nuts.
Wow.
So anyway,
Who did he hook up with though?
I didn't see that part. I didn't watch.
It's insane to me. Like, I've never followed Fire Emblem. Like, have they all been like
Hook up.
a hookup
No,
type thing?
This is the recent one.
Awakening on the 3DS had relationships, but there wasn't like a hookup. It's like, oh, these people are gonna are affectionate towards each other, and there's flirting, but they dance around it. I
Yeah.
think. And I think one of the later ones, maybe the Japanese version, was a little bit more lewd in that, or like
Wait,
risque.
of this version?
No, not of
Oh.
this, of a 3DS game.
Oh, okay.
After Awakening, this is the first one to be like, no, I want you.
Yeah.
We're gonna marry and we're gonna do things, and they like actively are flirting throughout,
That's funny.
and you're flirting with a lot of them. And it's like, God damn, I'm your teacher. You were
Teach
young.
me, senpai.
Yeah, and my buddy's like, I'm recruiting only the girls to my school. I was like. He's also met one of the voice actors lives around here,
Oh, that's funny.
and I was like, "You should get them on your podcast."
just be like, I'm your voice actor.
Manuela or Dorothy? No, I mean, I would ask him.
I think he would pick Dorothy,
That's funny.
but I would go with both.
But I would go with both. Did you have one? Because this is a Fire Emblem one. No, I think I'm out of ideas as well. That actually was a good one, an anime style for Fire Emblem. Or yeah, Persona did have I think a P5 or some shit.
There
like
was
that.
an anime of the latest game.
Anime for also No More Heroes.
Yeah.
Hey.
Goddamn.
God damn.
I can
And-
see Netflix doing that. All right.
Too good.
So, quick word from our sponsors. If you're having a hard time crushing it, drink Crush.
If you're
Use
happy
code
and you know it,
Crush your hands.
use code DLC
Use
Crush.
DLC Crush. And
That's it.
guys, where can people find you?
They can find me at the Fulio365 on Instagram and in the Fulio everywhere else.
You can find me getting my booty clapped at The Last Bosses on Twitch.
Ludwig.
You can find me at Kujo Prime. You can find us all at the Weekly DLC. You can find us in drones, in conference rooms, in public places, at CES, on Twitch, wigging out, thunder clapping, booty clapping. Until next time, we'll
DLC.
You later.